Raise your hand if you find yourself wanting to update your wardrobe, but you think the pieces you want are going to be too expensive. Here's the thing. Updating your wardrobe doesn't have to be expensive. Today, I'm showing you several affordable ways to refresh your style using accessories, fabrics, and layering pieces. We go to the thrift store together. I show you exactly what to look for. I give you some tips and tricks, and then we come back home and I style up a few of my finds for you. I even style a leather jacket that I completely cut up the moment I got home. If you are looking to update your wardrobe at an affordable price, then this video is for you.
Subscribe to your channel.
We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
Before we get into all of the thrift store footage, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jillian, and you might be asking yourself, what qualifies this girl to even talk to us on this subject matter? And it's the fact that I have been thrifting for over 20 years. I have always been a fashion girl, but I did not always have the money to buy the things that I was seeing in the magazines, the different things that I was seeing on TV and music videos when that was, you know, the thing that told us what was going to be on trend. So I had to figure out a way to get some of these looks with the very small budget that my parents gave me when I was in school and even in my early adult years, because I just simply could not afford to buy a lot of the things that I loved. So over the course of the last over 20 years, I have been able to find some amazing pieces. I have found extremely high-end designer. I have found runway samples. Okay, Carolina Herrera, there's a video on that if you go back in my channel. I have found high quality fabrics, textiles, materials, different things that I just know I never would have been able to afford or even find if I had tried to get them retail. So if you are looking to update your wardrobe, make maximum impact, but at a very affordable price, then this video is for you. Definitely. So stick around, subscribe, like this video. That way you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'm definitely going to be posting more fashion content. So you're going to want to stick around. First things first, one of the most impactful ways to add value to your wardrobe and versatility would be accessories. It's one of the first things I look at when I go into the thrift store because typically they're at the front of the store. It's the first thing you see. And so I love to browse the jewelry, the belts, the shoes, the different things like that, because I kind of want to get that out of the way before I take all of my time digging through clothes. So sometimes it can get a little overwhelming depending on the thrift store you go in. This particular thrift store I was in had like a monster wall of belts, accessories, bags, and the shoes were kind of dispersed everywhere, which I'm not always used to. The thrift stores I typically thrift at have a shoe section, but sometimes you find yourself in thrift stores that have shoes above all of the clothing, so you kind of have to split and divide your attention. It can get very overwhelming. I like to focus on categories first in order to not be so overwhelmed. This particular day, I went into the belts and I just wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I didn't want you guys just thinking I was saying this and, you know, really it's not something that's actionable in real life. But let me tell you, I recently moved from Los Angeles to Texas. I had amazing thrifting in Los Angeles and I was constantly told that my thrifting was better than other places. And I will say after being here, I agree. However, you can still find some amazing pieces. I saw so many belts I wanted to take home, but some of them were either not my size or I just knew I wouldn't wear them because I have so many belts already. So the one belt that I did end up bringing home is this one right here. We are going to be styling this up a little bit later. The reason I chose this belt is because I like how thin it is, and I have other belts that really look like they could have come from the same store. And I've really been into the trend of stacking belts. I actually have been stacking belts since before it was a trend, before it was on the runway. I have a video from maybe 2 years ago, not this past Vlogmas, but the Vlogmas before that, where I thrift flipped a leather jacket, which you're gonna see in this video today as well. And I wore a lace dress and I stacked the belts with the jacket because I just loved the way that it looked. And I bought belts that were so complementary to each other. I just felt like I had to do it. This belt is one of those belts I plan on stacking with other belts, and I'm going to show you guys the best way to do this so that it actually looks like an outfit and not a costume. So we will be styling this up a little bit later. I then went on to shoes, and there were quite a few different shoes, but shoes is not something I typically get in the thrift store because I am more of a online consignment girl because I love designer shoes. I love high quality shoes. It's just my weakness. I love a good shoe. I do not wear shoes that are not leather or suede, and there's a rare occasion where I will do like a jelly, but for the most part I like my shoes to be made of high quality materials because I use them and I wear them and I keep them for years. Today in the thrift store, I saw so many cool cowboy boots, and I know that it has a lot to do with the fact that I am in Texas, but I didn't need any of them because I have an extensive cowboy boot collection. All of them are thrifted, by the way. So I didn't need any of these, but I did want to show you guys. But one pair of shoes that I absolutely did need were these chocolate brown suede Free People ankle boots. I don't have any ankle boots that are this color, and I loved the fact that this one has this zip feature in the front. The zip feature is what actually drew me to the boot, because one of the things you will notice about designer shoes is they have very interesting details to them. That's what makes them so like wow. It's what makes everybody want to dupe them, right? I'll give you an example. I recently unboxed these Alexander McQueen boots, and I cannot wait to wear these. We probably are going to be styling these up in today's video, but I love a statement shoe. I love a shoe that has extra detail to it. So when I saw these, I had to grab them, of course. But similarly, this is Alexander McQueen. This I got from the thrift store. This boot is Free People, and it's still in amazing condition. Looks like whoever had them didn't really wear them that much, but with it being the fall season coming up, I felt like, you know, the suede boot was like a given. I'm definitely going to spray it down with some type of suede protector because I do live, again, in Texas where it rains at the drop of a dime, so I don't want to be caught in the rain with my suede boots on. But I did get the suede boot. Another accessory that I did get was this little scarf right here, and this I plan on wearing a few different ways, but the way that you actually are supposed to wear this is like this. Now, if you've been paying attention to any of the Chloe shows and Isabel Marant and a lot of the boho, bohemian, like Zimmerman, those kind of shows that are doing this very hippie boho aesthetic, you will notice there's a lot of different things just like this. And I saw this and I was like, there's so many different things I can do with it. I even wrapped it around my waist just to see what it would look like, because I'm like, I could actually style this around my waist with some stacked belts and it would look really cute. I love stuff like this because you can really just add some texture and interest to your outfit, which is one of my other tips. Make sure that you get layering pieces when you are shopping, whether it is pre-loved, whether it's vintage, thrifted, or new. You want to get pieces that allow you to layer and add dimension to your outfit. You want them to be multi and cross-functional. Something like this, I can immediately think of 3 different ways to wear it, whether it be over a denim jacket, whether it be over a leather jacket, whether it be with a cardigan or just spaghetti straps with this. So many different ways that I can think of to style this up, and it's a simple accessory. On the accessory front, last but certainly not least, I love to snag gloves. This is a pair of navy leather gloves. Last time I was at the thrift store, I picked up a pair of like camel chocolate brown ones, but I love a glove. I am looking for some fingerless gloves that Gucci makes that have studs on the knuckles. Still on the hunt. I know that eventually I will come across them, but I love a glove. Adding gloves to your outfit, especially one that is made out of a high quality material like leather or suede, is a really fun way to add interest to your outfit. And all of the ones that I came across in the thrift store today were leather and suede. And I came across quite a few pairs actually this time around, and none of them were over $7, most of them being around $3 or $4. So gloves are something that you can also find online. I highly recommend a place like Poshmark. You can also do Depop. You can do, there's a few other ones. I can't think of them right now, but definitely go the pre-loved route when you're looking for gloves, because I think vintage gloves are the best, because during that time they added all of these extra details to gloves that they don't necessarily do today. Love a lace and leather glove. Love a glove that has fur on it or things hanging from it. Like, they have fringe gloves that have complete fringe going down the side. Like, there's so many. And I love a glove that comes up to here. I am on the hunt currently for a pair of leather gloves that have fringe going all the way down like this. And I know I'm gonna find it because I never give up and I always find what I want. But the point is, sometimes you have to go the pre-loved or secondhand route in order to not only save money, but get the best stuff that you know nobody else is gonna have. Because in this age of copy and paste that we're in right now, like, I'm so over it. And I have never been more happy than I am now. Really, it's not a lot of the stuff that I have that anybody can just get, or that I'm gonna just go out and see somebody in it. Because I have built my wardrobe over time very, very intentionally, going for those special pieces. So it's one of the things I love about shopping secondhand, or, you know, you can shop online. Like I said, just find the inspo that you want, go on Pinterest, you know, look through vintage photos and like old shows and things like that to find your inspo, and then go on the hunt. Next, we're getting into high quality fabrics, and I have everything clothing wise that I thrifted right here, with the exception of the piece that we are thrift flipping. But I just wanted to note a few things. First of all, aside from this one denim item, everything right here is 100% silk. One thing that you can always count on me for is to find a good leather piece, suede, cashmere, angora, wool, cotton, denim, silk. Those are my materials. And linen. I don't know if I said linen already, but linen. Those are my materials. I don't deviate from the natural fibers. I love real fur. I know that there's people out there that are like, oh, poor animal. But honestly, faux fur is more harmful to the animals in our planet than actually having real fur that goes back into the environment the way that it came. You know what I'm saying? So I love to get natural materials. One natural vintage material that you don't see a lot of. Do a search next time you're trying to find a really cute winter sweater. Look for angora and look for cashmere, but more specifically, look for angora. If you look up angora sweaters, you will most times find those angora sweaters have leather on them. They have fur. They have different details that give it dimension. Again, I have an example. This is an item that I actually thrifted online. This is a angora rabbit hair sweater. This is the cardigan. It has these beautiful bright colors, but there's definitely more in my wardrobe where this came from. In the vlog this upcoming week, we are going to be unpacking my coats and my jackets. There's plenty. There's jackets in there that I promise you you've never seen before, because I love a good jacket. Okay, I love a good jacket, but I have so many sweaters and things like that. We're going to be unpacking and kind of doing a semi wardrobe shift, because the weather has been getting kind of cooler, so I need my sweaters. But that is a good example of thrifting a sweater, high quality fabric and material online. Let's get into this Bowden denim pencil skirt. I actually haven't tried this on. I really hope it fits, but I saw this and here's what I look for. Do you see how good that stitching is? And this is, I believe, what you would call a French seam, if I'm not mistaken. Those who are experts, let me know. But I love looking at details like this. This is what I look for when I'm trying to figure out if something is made well. I look at the stitching and the lines. They need to be straight. They need to have attention to detail, because fast fashion They don't do that. They're trying to get things out as quickly as possible, and doing double stitching like this and adding material and fabric. Like this material right here is nowhere in the skirt. So that was an intentional detail that they added to make the skirt, like, you know, that much better. So stuff like this, absolutely love. The seam back here, absolutely love. We will be trying this on and styling it up, so stay tuned for that. And then for my silk pieces, I saw so many silk pieces while in the thrift store. I love a good silk bomber jacket, okay? It's like a weakness of mine. I have a collection on this rack behind me, which maybe in a future video I will show you guys if you want to see my vintage silk bomber collection. But I have a weakness for them. I think the prints are just so fun. So whenever I see them, it's so hard not to pick up at least one. This day, today particularly, I think I saw like 5 or 6 in the store, and I only walked away with one. It was very hard for me, but I was already like spending a pretty penny on other stuff I was getting. So I was like, girl, you ain't got to get all the silk bomber jackets, you know, like you have some, chill. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna chill. I only got one, and I got the one that I knew was like nothing I had in my wardrobe. And it is this right here. It is very much giving Versace, but I love the yellow. I love the yellow. I like to wear these silk bomber jackets as tops. They're really, really great in the fall because of the natural material. Silk is very breathable. So this is something that you can wear as a shirt and you don't feel like you have plastic against your skin. Now, when I got this, in my mind, I was seeing my calf hair boots. I knew, like, girl, this is an outfit. This is a look, and we will be definitely wearing it this fall season. So while everybody else is shopping, you know, the latest drop at Zara, we're over here getting real materials for a fraction of the cost, and we're getting pieces that not everybody is gonna have. Another area that I love to look in is the dresses. There are typically not many dresses that I will take home, but whenever I come across a really good 90s silk slip dress, and not the shiny silk, I'm talking about the tissue paper, thin, floral printed, Not Another Teen Movie, Sex in the City, 10 Things I Hate About You, you know, that kind of 90s gloriousness. I love a good 90s silk slip dress, and so I always go into the dress section to try to find them if I can. I sometimes get lucky, but you can't really find them all the time. They're not that easy to find, and it's definitely not something that's being sold in stores. So whenever I see a unique dress, I always pick it up. One thing I like to do is think about in my mind if I like the print, if I like the materials, and even if I like the fit, but I don't like the length, I will go get it shortened. I will go create a piece out of what I find and get alterations, because alterations is the key to having a unique but statement wardrobe. And when you get your item secondhand and you go to take it to get tailored, altered in any way, a lot of times you're paying way less than it would cost if you were to try to find that same type of item brand new, I promise you. And then on top of that, the one that you do find, if you're getting it brand new, other people are going to have it. But when you get things tailored and altered, and it's basically like making a custom piece, you're going to have an impactful wardrobe that not everybody has, but it's going to, again, be a fraction of the cost. So while I was in the dress section, I came across this silk Guess jeans spaghetti strap slip dress, and it is gorgeous. The bottom of it is kind of irregular, and you guys will see this when we try it on. I love this. I love this. This with this over the top of it, it's a look. It's a look. And that's why I love getting layering pieces like this, because in my mind I know, oh, I can pair it with this. I can pair it with that. It just adds impact. Another item that I found in the lingerie section, and this is silk. It is Victoria's Secret. I saw this, I felt it, and my OGs here, they know. Jillian's fingertips can feel silk a mile away. It doesn't even have to have a label in it. I'll know. My fingertips, they're always sure. And so when I touched this, I was like, oh, this is silk. That's the print, and it has this really pretty low back situation. Now this is definitely a slip. It's quite see-through. However, I'm not against wearing nude undergarments to try to pull it off as a look. I would even also style that up because right now there is a huge surge, and I used to do this in high school and get made fun of for it. I used to wear skirts over jeans and dresses over pants all the time, and people would look at me like, what are you wearing? But I knew I was a fashion girl through and through from a very young age. So I would take this and actually style a really pretty nude lacy bra underneath it and put it over some jeans and wear heels with it and make an entire look. Maybe do a cropped suede or leather jacket. Call it a day. Like, I would definitely do that with something like this. I'm not sure if we're going to style this up in the video. I will at least try it on for you guys because we have not a lot of pieces, but there's some other things that I kind of want to show you guys. I love to also go over into the skirts. Again, when it comes to skirts, I'm looking for a couple things. Either silk, linen, leather, suede, cotton very rarely, or some type of beautiful lace. That's typically what I'm looking for. And so today on this particular trip, I was going through all the skirts and I saw some really pretty knit ones that has some detail to it, but I was really trying to narrow it down because I didn't realize that I had as many skirts as I did. And because I know that I have not been wearing them like I used to, I didn't want to overload myself with even more. So I was very intentional about the skirts that I picked. And one of the skirts that I picked was this one right here. It's so pretty. I love the colors, and this is 100% silk. I already in my mind have that I'm gonna style this up with my navy Chloe boots. I want to see how that looks because I really like the boho vibe, but I like to edge it up a little bit, and I feel like the frill at the bottom of this is so dainty, delicate, and pretty that I feel like I want to add some leather to it to just mess it up a little bit because I like to juxtapose my outfits. So this was one of the items that I found, 100% silk. Again, we're talking good quality materials. Last but not least, this item I got totally reminded me of Poochie. And this is by the brand Area. I don't know if it's that area though, because there's the high-end, you know, designer area. And then there's this skirt that is Area. I'm gonna have to look and see. I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating, but this reminded me of Poochie. And once I saw it, I was like, oh. And it kind of has like, I don't know how to explain it. Let me see if I could show you. You see that? It does that all the way up the skirt. And I tried it on and I loved it. I was like not expecting to love this the way that I did, but I don't know. I feel like my style is shifting ever so slightly, and I'm really starting to be into more like knee-length skirts. I don't know who I am because I love a good mini skirt, but this is definitely a skirt that I had to take home when I saw it. Because I'm like, oh yeah, baby, this is, look, you can't tell me it's Poochie. As far as I'm concerned, it's Poochie. I want to show you this thrift flip that I did before we get to trying on because I'm going to be styling it up, okay? I went into the jackets, and let me just say, the fact that I came out of there with really just one jacket, but two if you count the silk bomber, is immense self-control. And anybody who has been here for any length of time is probably so proud of me right now because you guys already know my weakness. But when I saw this jacket, immediately I had a vision come to my mind of how I wanted to flip it. There were so many really nice like wool long jackets. If you're looking for a trench, please do not buy it retail. You can find a trench on the secondhand market, a high quality good one at that, for like a fraction of the cost. Go pre-loved. Every single trench coat I own, with the exception of one H&M one that was like part of a collaboration, and I've never seen a trench like it since. Every single trench I have is bought pre-loved, like thrifted or pre-loved designer. I'm telling you, go secondhand. Also, so many leather pieces that you can find if you just go to the thrift store or shop secondhand. I would never, I don't want to say never, but it would take a very special piece for me to buy a jacket retail. Like, I'm just keeping it so real with you, because all of my jackets are leather, suede, or some intricate material, whether it be fur, some mixed media, some combination of like cotton and leather, or suede and leather, or whatever. Like, it's all, they're all high quality materials. I do not go for polyester if I can help it at all, and I definitely don't go for polyester in a jacket. If you go to the thrift store, there's so many different jackets you can find, and if you search online, your search and your pool of items, it just broadens that much more. Go to the thrift store, go secondhand to buy your jackets, because a good jacket does so much for your wardrobe, especially when it comes to the fall winter season. And if you're trying to upgrade your wardrobe but you have limited funds, this is the best way to do it. A jacket is your outfit when it's cold. I just cannot stress this to you guys enough. I can't. I could not believe that I found this and it was just sitting there waiting for me. Now, it was a little bit pricey for the thrift store, but for what it wasn't pricey, because I definitely would have paid twice as much, maybe even triple or quadruple as much, if I would have gotten it on like Poshmark or eBay or a site just like that. So sometimes when you're thrifting, you have to know, when you're shopping secondhand, online, consignment, whatever, you have to know, even if you don't like the price, you have to be aware of what things are actually worth. So even if you don't like the price, you know that you're getting a good deal. I saw this jacket and immediately I knew, I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it. Now you might ask, why on earth would I cut a jacket like this? The reason is, I already have something very similar to this that I like better, because mine is leather and suede. And it has chunky hardware, has the fringe up and down the arms. Like, mine is a moto style version of this jacket, and I like mine more. So when I saw this one, I was like, but I would love a cropped version. So we cropped it. We cropped it. We took the scissors to it. And you know, sometimes when it comes to adding impact to your wardrobe, you got to be willing to take the risk. I know most people would have just chickened out and probably said, nah, I can't do it because it's like real leather, it's really nice. But no, I am definitely a proponent of cutting leather. And the reason why is because leather doesn't fray. It doesn't fray like other materials. So you can cut it and it's just going to stay what it is. And that's one of the things that I love. Hold on. Brief intermission. Leather is one of those materials that you can just like cut it and it's going to stay. You don't have to worry about hemming it. You don't have to worry about any of that. The only reason that I would get leather altered at all is if I'm trying to change the shape of it, or if I'm cutting it and I'm afraid the seam might unravel. I have a pair of pants I might take to the tailors to get professionally cut, because I think I'm concerned about the seams, but I might just do it myself, and then if I feel like it's starting to fray, I'll take it and have them finish up the seams so that it doesn't split. But yeah, leather is just one of those things that if you could find a cheap leather jacket and alter it and add things to it, it's just like having the most interesting custom piece that is made of the best materials. And there's just so many different things you can do. Like, I have a jacket that is inspired by Miu Miu. It was a leather jacket. I cut it. I added really big, beautiful flower beaded flowers on the back and sewed them on meticulously. And one of my most complimented and one of my most worn jackets, whereas before I did any of that to it, I never wore it. I had it for like 4 or 5 years, maybe wore it once. So now it's a regular staple in my wardrobe. I wear it spring, summer, fall, winter. It's a multi-seasonal piece for me. That is just my tips and tricks for you guys when it comes to adding impact to your wardrobe, how to style trends realistically. Just some like little things that you can do to differentiate your style and your outfits from other people. So let's try some of these things on, create a couple outfits, and then see which piece is your favorite. Okay, we're gonna start with the top of the outfit first. This is the jacket styled. You can see it's cropped in the back, but all of the fringe is still intact. When it comes to doing the layered belt trend, I'm gonna show you up close the ones that I have. So this is one that I already had. Thrifted. All of these are thrifted, okay? This is the one we thrifted today. You see how they're very similar in style? And then this one also I thrifted. The best way is to make them all kind of off center with the buckles, so it kind of looks staggered. It does work going in the same direction, but I like to try to flip them and stagger them that way and make sure that it kind of looks like they're going in opposite directions. But 3 belts stacked, and I love it. I really love this look. Let me show you the shoes that I'm wearing. So you can see the bottom half of the outfit. I just have on these little high heel mules, which I think looks really good with the skirt because the skirt is long. So it's just opening up the bottom a little bit. However, I would style these up with a black knee-high boot. But this is the Bowden skirt. This whole entire outfit, minus the shoes and the top, is thrifted, and the best parts of the outfit are the ones that you would never guess are the thrifted pieces. So this is just one example on how to create a high quality transitional fall look with, first of all, your summer pieces, but also just getting those high quality pieces to upgrade your wardrobe. You guys are not ready for this dress. Oh my gosh. Oh, you kind of getting a sneak peek of how I'm gonna style it, but do you see the way it has that like dip down in the front? Oh baby, I'm about to wear this dress out. I have styled them with my Alexander McQueen stacked boots jacket. I'm telling you, this jacket goes with everything, and I just love the way this looks together. Can you guys see the full? This is so good. I can't. And the whole entire outfit is secondhand. Now, who do you think you're gonna see out on the street when you go somewhere in this outfit? Nobody. Nobody at all. I love it. And look at the way that the dress just kind of like hugs, but in all the right ways. Like, it's not super tight, but I do enjoy like the fit. And this is perfect for summer too. I can throw on, I have some studded Valentino wrap gladiator sandals that look amazing with this. I could throw my hair up into a pony poo and like give a whole different vibe. Please, you guys, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You see these Chloe boots? They actually reissued these the last show for 2025-26 in black. This is the navy suede. The ones they reissued do not have the lace up in the front. Shop secondhand designer especially. But this is the skirt we thrifted today. I actually rolled it. I'm actually gonna roll it one more time because it keeps slipping down. But I rolled it so that it would have that flouncy, short, flirty shape to go with these boots. And then I have this acid wash denim shirt, very vintage as you can see. I love a good acid wash. I know everybody doesn't like it, but I love it. I have so many acid wash pieces. And then from the side, you can kind of see I did a high-low thing. So the skirt is lower in the back, higher in the front. If I wanted to also keep it secure, I could very much put a belt under this. Actually, we could use our belt that we got today just to secure it, so I don't have to like roll it and hope it stays up. Okay, now the belt is on, and that's another reason why, again, multifunctional. I knew the belt was the perfect thinness for me to do things like this. So this is the skirt styled, hiked up a little bit with the Chloe boots in navy. And then I also have the Chloe Faye backpack in navy as well that I would probably style with this. I have an item coming. When is it coming? Tomorrow, I think, that we're gonna unbox on the vlog. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, but I can't wait. I can't wait. So anyways, this is the outfit. The boots are just everything. The lighting has probably changed by now because we've been trying on outfits for a little bit, but I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I hope that this video helps you build the most amazing wardrobe of your dreams, and that you truly know how to shop for good quality materials and the places to get them from. That was my hope for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on your mobile, you can actually swipe your way. Which way is mine? If you swipe towards your left, there's a button that says hype. You can hype this video up so other people can discover it and it could be helpful for them too. Like this video, subscribe, and leave me a comment on your favorite piece that I thrifted, and if you think I'm absolutely crazy for cutting the leather jacket. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you guys in this next week's vlog.